The Fed just cut the federal funds rate by 1/4 point, and mortgage rates have dropped to the lowest levels we've seen all year in 2025. Now, 1/4 point might not sound like much, but when it comes to your monthly mortgage payment and your overall buying power, this is significant. Welcome to the 5-Minute Real Estate Fix. I'm Chase with the Whitney team at First Team Real Estate, and today we're breaking down what the Federal Reserve's latest rate cut means for your mortgage and, more importantly, for your next move in the Orange County housing market. Whether you're thinking of buying your first home, selling your current property, or refinancing to lower your monthly costs, this rate cut might directly affect you. Let's get right into it. So here's what happened. The Federal Reserve reduced its benchmark rate by 0.25%, and financial markets responded almost immediately. Mortgage rates fell to the lowest point we've seen in 2025, and the ripple effects are already showing up across Orange County and Southern California more broadly. Now, mortgage rates track the 10-year Treasury note pretty closely, and current data suggests we could see rates fall by about 50 basis points. That's 0.5% through the end of 2025. That puts us on track to potentially drop below 6%, which would be a game changer compared to where we've been. When the Fed cuts rates, banks can access funds at lower costs, and those savings get passed down to you through reduced interest rates on mortgages and other loan types. It's a direct line from their decision to your monthly payment. For buyers, this is pretty big. A slight drop in interest rates can mean hundreds of dollars less per month for your mortgage payment. That's real money back in your budget, and it opens doors for buyers who are previously priced out. Here's what we're seeing in Orange County right now. About 15% more buyers can now qualify for their homes at the target price because of this rate reduction. That's creating urgency in the market. Buyers who've been sitting on the sidelines are jumping in because they know future rate increases could price them out again. We're also seeing growing inventory levels, which means more options and less competition. Sellers are showing increased willingness to negotiate, and price concessions are becoming more common in many areas. This is a strategic buying window, especially if you've been waiting. History shows us there's typically a 60 to 90-day window of peak buyer activity following rate reductions like this. So, if you've been on the fence, now is a great time to get pre-approved, start looking seriously, and position yourself to act when you find the right property. If you're thinking about selling, the rate cut means you might see a surge in qualified buyers entering the market. When rates drop, more people can afford to buy, and that creates competition for well-priced and well-marketed homes. That 15% increase in qualified buyers, that's 15% more offers on your property. Smart sellers are taking advantage of this window by getting their homes market ready now. Professional photos, minor updates, strategic pricing. These things matter even more when buyer demand is climbing. If you've been thinking about listing, this environment favors sellers who move quickly and price it right. The key is timing. This surge in buyer activity, like we said, typically lasts between 60 to 90 days after a rate cut, so positioning your home now means you're catching that wave of motivated buyers. And for some homeowners who didn't refinance during the COVID lows, this could be a refinancing opportunity. If you can reduce your interest rate by 0.75 to 1% of what your current rate is, you're looking at substantial long-term savings. Here are some real numbers. If you're currently at 6.5% and you refinance down to 5.75 or lower, that could mean hundreds less per month depending on your loan amount. Run the math on your situation. Compare your current payment against what you could potentially pay with a new rate. Now, you do need to factor in closing costs, which typically run 2 to 5% of the loan amount. Divide those costs by your monthly savings to find your break-even point. That tells you exactly how long it takes to recover your refinancing costs through reduced payments. Looking ahead, experts are predicting that we could see 4 or 5 more rate cuts between now and June of 2026. Now, this is speculation, but that could reshape buying power even further and create even more opportunities for strategic moves in real estate. The important thing to remember is that perfect conditions rarely exist. Instead of waiting for all the stars to align, use this knowledge to make informed decisions that fit your situation. Whether you're buying, selling, or considering a refinance, the question isn't whether the market is perfect. It's whether the current environment works for your goals. Keep track of rate changes through reliable sources like your local lender or agent. Review your financial goals regularly and be ready to act when conditions align with your plans. The mortgage market changes constantly, but understanding these basics help you move forward with confidence. Stay informed about rate changes and market trends, and it puts you in a better position to make smart housing decisions. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Southern California, we would love to help. Check out the full blog on this article at 4realestatehelp.com/blog. That's the number 4, realestatehelp.com/blog. I'm Chase with the Whitney team. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you around town or on the next episode.